So hello everyone, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racey, and I am going to be doing the cosmic energies for you today with this partial lunar eclipse in Capricorn. For those of you who are not familiar with me, I do use adult language and talk about adult things, so, if you're watching this, in the present moment or the replay, if you have children around or just don't appreciate it, that kind of language, you can sign off now. Otherwise, we're going to get into this. I'm already enjoying a cigarette. Getting into these energies, I was just solidifying all my notes, right, before I started. And guys, this is big. Okay. It is. And we're feeling the bigness of it for a reason, because it is the last eclipse of a very long series for a long time. This is why the buildup is so huge. All of the eclipses going on right now are mirroring the eclipses from last year's season, so the energies are magnified 10 times over, okay? We have a couple oppositions going on, and I want to talk about that first because that's the big thing. All the other aspects I'm going to be talking about have a lot to do with the other planetary bodies, like asteroids, right? The devil in details. The big opposition is completely surrounding this eclipse. We've got the Sun, Venus, North Node, and Vertex, all opposing, from Cancer, all opposing the Moon, Pluto retrograde, Saturn retrograde, South Node retrograde in Capricorn. Just the dynamics of Cancer and Capricorn alone, okay? Cancer is a very homey sign. It feels comfortable being a recluse. It's that part of ourselves that likes to love and nurture others, and safety and security, and I say safety and security on a very emotional level. With Capricorn's energy, it's about stability and finances, and the 3D reality, and order, and rules, and the paradigm program. All of the stuff there is in retrograde. Everything that we think we know about financial stability is being completely challenged by Destiny's point in Vertex with the Sun and Venus. Now, this energy can go two ways, as all things can. The divine duality of everything. When you have things opposing. With the Sun, Venus, North Node retrograde, and Vertex in Cancer, there's this knowing that the self loves in the correct way, but putting it in the wrong direction, right? Destiny's point is North Node retrograde. Vertex is the epiphany and the aha moment that can change your life. Vertex is literally the blessing, right, that you can take. And it's possibly being confused for something else, okay? If you're not aware and awake of what is going on, okay, there is a chance that it could be confused. Someone might be completely gung-ho set in love one direction, and then all of a sudden have this weird, oh my God, I really do love you and we can make this work moment. And it's a false moment, because the opposition is undoing karma and also trying to keep you in it. Okay? With the Moon, it's about embracing our shadow sides. It's about coming clean on our truths within, undoing lifetimes and lifetimes of karma with Pluto retrograde, undoing karma built from this lifetime, how we've betrayed the self with Saturn retrograde, How with South Node, right, which represents karma, retrograde. So it's a huge hit or miss opportunity. Now, Jupiter is retrograding, opposing Fortune's door. Jupiter in Sag is retrograding, opposing Fortune's door in Gemini. For twin flames. There is a huge delay. Because for those who do not recognize the truth, right, because we're going to get into Neptune and Poseidon and all that, for those who are not fully trusting in the truth and are tempted to go back to what's comfortable or what seems easier, even though it's a betrayal of the self, those people are going to get a huge rude awakening at some point and will be trying to turn back. Okay. They will be trying to turn back later this year. I've done sneak peeks at what's coming. Everything. Listen, guys. And it's as fucked up as fucked up gets, because there's literally shit going down on Christmas Day in the cosmos where all the shit comes to a head. Guys, if you're making the choices now that set up and align your future moments, and you're aligning yourself with the wrong future out of fear, especially of losing stability in the 3D, especially if you're thinking that some karmic relationship is actually going to work, listen. You will understand the depth of that error by Christmas. I promise you that. You will start feeling it by November, and it will come to full head by Christmas. Alright, let's put all that on hold for a second, okay? Because that's really fucking heavy. Now you know why I started with a cigarette, right? Because this is how the energies are opening. We do have the loose grand trine energies. And I say grand trine in quotes because technically grand trines are between major planetary bodies. These are not all major planetary bodies. These involve asteroids. So it's the setup of a grand trine, but not with major planets. Or at least not all major planets. Okay. I touched on it briefly in the preview because I know the energies of this full moon eclipse were hitting earlier in the week, which is why I did the preview. We've got two loose trines, grand trines with fire and water. Ceres is retrograde in Sag, Chiron is retrograde in Aries, and we have Mercury retrograde in Leo. This is the fire energy. And they're all cusping water energy, okay? They're all well within 5 degrees of a water sign. The heart space wants to heal. The perception of self wants to heal. And everything coming out that's being said could be completely opposed to that healing with Mercury retrograde. This is coming from an energy of feeling bad for the healing and the damaged heart space of others, and not being able to communicate your own healing properly, standing in your own power, and communicating your needs on a heart level, on a self level properly. Okay? The water energy with Poseidon retrograde in Scorpio, Lilith in Pisces, and Cronus in Cancer. They're almost at the halfway points of their water signs, which means they're about to flood. Okay, the dam's about to burst. Poseidon retrograde in Scorpio, you could very well be drinking down your truth or trying to have sex with other partners in order to distract yourself. Mind you, there's an STD warning later on in this energy. If you've been torn between two people and think you're going to go out and just have sex one night just to get it out, wear a condom or know who the fuck you're fucking, okay? Watch. I'm telling you, by Christmas, there's going to be rude awakenings if you're not careful and you're not listening to your intuition. Be fucking smart, okay? Be smart. The cosmos they're not fucking around right now, all right? They're not. Keep it together. Keep it together. Fire and water energies. People are feeling some type of way. They're feeling hurt. They're in this I don't give a fuck mode. My heart space is damaged. I want to be free. I can't be free. And this is the lie that they're telling themselves. I want to be free and I can't be free and I don't give a fuck about anything. If you're in that energy, that emotional energy, it's going to bite you. It's going to bite you. Do not give in to those darker energies that want to tell you that and put you in a defeatist mentality. Do not sink into defeatism. It might take steps. It might take steps and it might take time. But as long as you are standing in your truth, solid, and you are not giving in to the damage of others, and you are focused on healing yourself, you will get through this. You will absolutely get through this. There is a clear-cut pathway through if you are doing as you're guided. From an intention of wanting to heal yourself. Because if you can't heal yourself, you're good to no one. You're good to no one. Now we have these squares, okay? We have these squares. We've got 3 big squares. Jupiter retrograding in Sagittarius squaring Neptune retrograde in Pisces. They are both planets in their home signs. They're both super powerful there, and they're both retrograding. So the benefits of seeing your truth as you're acting on it now are truly delayed. If you're coming into the awareness now and you're following your truth now, you're not actually going to see how that pays off until later. You'll start seeing the payoff as early August, within the next few weeks. If you're in alignment, you will be reassured by the divine. Okay? You will be reassured, but it is going to be delayed. Mars in Leo with Juno is squaring Uranus, which is trining with trans Pluto and sextiling with Lilith. Betrayals to the self, right? Mars and Juno. Betrayals to the self. Acting on untruths. Going against the intuition at this time is a huge mistake. Uranus is doing this crazy curveball thing. By the hand of God, trans Pluto, okay? The unseen hand of God, all right? Source consciousness that is both light and dark. You are going to pay the price for the lack of self-respect. And the prices are high, and they're hitting people in their wallets and with STDs. Because Vesta's there with Hygeia, which is about the physical health and independence, right? The prosperous virgin. So if you're mixing up this energy, it's going to hit you in your wallet. It's going to cost you money in some which way, shape, or form. And you could possibly contract an STD. You could even possibly get someone pregnant and end up having to pay for an abortion later, like because you were never intending to stay with that person. It was like a one-night thing where you just were trying to get some sexual tension out. Like, seriously, guys, put a rubber on. If you need to release that physical tension and you can't be with who you want to be with and you don't want to be with who you're with and you just want something else for the night, like, seriously, put a rubber on. Juno in Leo with Mars is squaring Poseidon retrograde in Scorpio, which is opposing Vesta. Get in the mindset. Get in the mindset, trust me, that you cannot and will not tell or live a lie. Trust me. It's going to kill your financial freedoms in the long run if you don't. Get in the mindset. I'm going to tell and live in my truth. I will not tell a lie or live in a lie anymore Full trust, guys. Full trust. It's going to kill your financial freedom later. You're going to get yourself in a situation financially where you feel super, super stuck and capped and trapped in your situation. Okay? The plus sides. The plus sides. We do have one other trine going on. The trine between Neptune retrograde in Pisces with North Node retrograde in Cancer with Venus, right? It's conjunct Venus. The truth in your heart has a chance to rewrite the destiny you thought you were meant to live. Neptune is the truth unveiled when it's retrograde. North Node is destiny's point. Retrograding in Cancer with Venus, we could most definitely think we're meant to write it a certain way. The truth in your heart, the deep truth that fucking knows, has a chance to rewrite your script. You don't have to live the life you think you're meant to live, that you've set up for yourself to live, this false reality. You have a chance to rewrite destiny in the highest good. You can undo your karma at this point. With Pluto, Saturn, and South Node all retrograding in Capricorn, you can absolutely reverse all of your 3D karma with this window. All of it. It's a complete reality shift, right? Capricorn, reality. It's a complete reality overhaul. But it is the destiny that you did write for yourself before you got here and developed all of this karma. Now we get into the quincunxes. Quincunxes and set squares. Quincunxes are curveballs, okay? They're curveballs. They can go one way or the other. Jupiter retrograde in Sag is quincunxing Venus in Cancer. So the benefits to destiny are delayed, right? Self-love and love of another need to balance. Let me say that again. Self-love and love of another need to balance. If you are balanced within the self and your partner is not balanced, or the person you're with, a karmic tie is not balanced, it's because you're not meant to be there. Your partner, if you are balanced, is also balanced. That's a key right there. If you know your partner is in the right balanced mindset of creating and loving self and others, chances are that's the direction you're going to need to move in. The downside is there's this feeling of being very detached and blah, and you can come off really fucking cold, okay? Especially with Kronos so close to Venus in Cancer. You know that the benefits are there. You know that they're delayed. You know the heart's calling for it. And there's this I don't give a fuck impatience, I'm over it energy. If you can be patient and wait for Jupiter to go direct in just a few weeks and not completely fuck yourself by going back into karma, like you can't not give a fuck. Like if something is drawing your heart space in, don't let it sit there cold. It's like letting dinner sit on the table and just letting it get cold. Enjoy it while it's hot and fresh, okay? Because it's not going to be enjoyed the same way if you let it sit there and it's cold. If something needs love and nurturing in the meantime, especially if you're taking steps in a certain direction, don't just assume that you can ignore something for weeks, okay, while you're figuring out stuff. Take the time and consideration of another as you're loving the self and bring that relationship into balance. Put in the effort, right? Put in the effort. Take the extra step. If you're thinking of someone and you just want them to know, reach out to them. especially if you think or know that they do not feel comfortable reaching out to you for whatever reason. Just let someone know. Lilith in Pisces is quincunxing Mars in Leo. On one side, the heart space can truly stand in its power and act on healing itself. Absolutely. The heart space can truly stand in its power and act on healing itself. Or the distorted divine feminine will become bitter. This is why you can't be cold and neglect your counterpart. You know what I mean? If you're going through your own shit, that's great. But if you're thinking of your counterpart, like, no, they're going through their own shit, and that silence is it's a killer, right? It's a killer. People start to think and question. Like, if you're thinking of someone, just make the effort, okay? Because the divine feminine aspect, Lilith, who's already been abandoned, can get super bitter and decide not only to burn the bridge between them and their counterpart, but a completely new pathway. They can burn open a completely new pathway in which the masculine aspect is not a part of it. The masculine aspect goes into their karmic relationship and tries to revamp it, rehash it, and try, right? Try is a bullshit word. Try and fix it. The feminine's going to get super pissed, super bitter, and tell the masculine to go fuck off and be with his karmic then. All right, let's get real. The feminine can only take so much. The heart space can only take so much. It wants to heal. The choices of other people matter. The feminine is not some indestructible wall of, I have a million chances for the masculine to fuck up and take them back. Like, they're not in that mindset. They're not in that mindset anymore. The feminine energy quincunxing Mars is empowered to focus on her own truth and her own dreams and her own self. If the masculine aspect is not coming from a healed heart space, they're going to find themselves in a very bitter situation with their karmic. Let me repeat that. If the masculine aspect is not heeding the damage in their heart space, they're going to end up in a very bitter situation with their karmic later, and they're going to have to burn their way out to maybe get back to their feminine counterpart. Pallas and Zeus in Libra, quincunxing Neptune retrograde in Pisces. On one hand, the complete and utter truth, the integrity of the self sets you free. Pallas is truth and strategy and logic and wisdom from experience. With Zeus, which is the integrity of the highest self, taking action in the highest. With Neptune retrograde, which is the truth unveiled. Those three aspects, taking action and strategizing in your truth, will absolutely set you free. However, with Neptune retrograde on the other side of this thing, it is only a window opportunity. It's only a window. And it's completely gone. Completely gone by the time Neptune goes back to direct on November 27th. The Root Awakening will hit on Christmas. That's the window, guys. Trans-Pluto, the unseen hand of God, is in Virgo. Virgo's all about steps. Source energy is asking you to take the steps. It's quincunxing Chiron retrograde in Aries. On one hand, you follow the steps you know you must take to heal the self, right? Chiron is the wounded healer, the wounded self. You know you got to follow the steps to heal yourself. Listen for ringing in your ears. It's validation that what you're thinking and sensing is correct. Follow the steps. one by one, as you're guided. If it doesn't feel good to say it or do it, just don't. Go moment to moment if you have to. Go moment to moment. Yes, it feels good in this moment. No, it does not feel good in this moment. Trust me, it's guided. Take your steps. Stay in your truth. I cannot and will not tell or live a lie, right? I cannot and will not tell or live a lie. Take your guided steps. The opposite side of that, quincunx. If you don't take the steps, you'll dive deeper into your past wounding patterns of self-inflicted punishment. If you don't take the steps, you will dive deeper into your past wounding patterns of self-inflicted punishment. December 12th, when Chiron goes direct, you'll know on Christmas if you followed your guidance from within. If you were being really honest with yourself, or if there was fear state involved in your choices. Fear of change, fear of different, fear of being wrong, fear of losing things, fear of losing stability, fear of loving yourself and putting yourself first. The set squares are the big fuck yous from the cosmos. There's 2 of them. Set squares are a square and a half. 90 degrees plus 45 degrees. It's 135. It's double square energy. They're big fuck yous from the cosmos. Trans Pluto, right? That unseen hand of God in Virgo is set squaring with Saturn retrograde in Capricorn with the South Node retrograde. God is fucking pissed if you're not recognizing the powerful healing and becoming undone for what it is. Everybody knows like they know right now what they need to do in order to get themselves out of situations. It's hard, it's rough, it's a complete overhaul. No one actually wants to do it. And the higher powers are like, you have this window. Fucking take it. Who cares what it looks like? You want it or not? Do you want it or not? Because trans Pluto, what it's offering with all of this stuff is fortune, is stability in the long run. It's happiness, it's love, it's fulfillment, it's all of those things. So trans Pluto's like, take the steps to get it. Or say goodbye to it. Or say goodbye to it, because I'm not going to give you this opportunity again. The Sun in Cancer is quincunxing Lilith in Pisces. Now, this is odd because they're both water signs. You already know. No one is going to be more pissed at you than your own self. You already know. Sun in Cancer with Lilith and Pisces, you already know. No one is going to be more pissed at you than you. You know you're blowing it in advance. And the reality check is going to be harsh. This is the result of not integrating your light, your sun, your light, with your unhealed dark feminine aspects. Not rectifying or expressing the truth in your heart. Not bringing light to the shadows that caused you to lie from your heart space, protecting the heart space. Not wanting to be judged, right? Heart chakra, judgment, not wanting to be judged, not wanting to be hated, not wanting to be seen as weak for whatever it was that you loved that was incorrect. Realizing that you were shining your light in a place that allowed your unhealed feminine aspect to create damage in your reality. The broken heart that is afraid to love. Hurt people hurt people. People lie when they don't want to be judged. They lie when they don't want to appear weak. They embellish, they fabricate, they leave things out. Unless that's cleared up, bringing light to the darkness, balance to the darkness. It's a big fuck you from the universe. Set squares are the big fuck yous. So guys, lighting up one more cigarette. Everything in the cosmos right now, the next 6 months between now and January, right, especially after Christmas, by the time January comes along with the new year, you're either going to be in a beautiful place or you're absolutely going to hate where you're at. You're either going to love where you are and where you're going, or you're going to feel like you're in the biggest, I mean, if you already felt you made the biggest mistake of your life, you're going to feel like you've made the biggest mistake of your life tenfold over. I don't say these things and do these energies and not sugarcoat it to scare anybody. I do it because I can't say what you don't already know. You wouldn't have resonated to this live if you didn't already know it somewhere in here, and you manifested your validation from the outer. This is the harsh truth that we know and sense that we don't want to get hit with, and that's why we're making sure we're aware of it ahead of time, so that we can listen to our own inner guidance and our own inner light, because when we're in love of self and we're listening to our own soul's truth, it ripples in the highest good of all in the long run. It's not about short-term fixes. It's not about what might feel good now. It's what's going to feel good for the next 10 years. It's not about what could feel good right now. It's about what's going to feel good for the next 10 years, and you know it. It's the truth here. It's the truth here. I've got 4 decks. I've picked out 4 of my oracle decks, just so that the divine can outright be a part of this conversation. It's one thing to hear it from me. It's one thing to hear it from me. I want you to hear from the divine, your angels, your guardians, the messages that they want to come through for you to give you whatever you need to know in order to make the best out of this single clear-cut pathway to wherever you need to go, right? Those steps in the right direction. That's not 10 steps forward, 20 steps back, like getting in the right path, not going around in circles. We're going to get out of karma. We're going to get out. We're going to get out. We're going to get out. With all this Pluto, Saturn, North-South node stuff, like, we're going to get out. Okay? We're going to get out. One way or another. All right? We're going to get out. So, Chakra Insight Oracle. What chakra work can we do immediately? What can we work on right now? What's the focus? What's the big focus that's going to help us out more than anything? Watch your physical signs, guys. If it does not feel good, if it causes you anxiety, if it gives you agita, if it makes you dread it, if it tires you out and drains you, let go of that cord attachment. Let go of that cord attachment. Listen to your physical body's signals. Your body does not lie to you. Your body does not lie to you. When you're stressed out and you're overworked and you're spread too thin, you'll get sick because your body is telling you need to slow down. Your body's not wrong. You need to slow down. You're not a super person. You're just human. You know, and you're trying to do too much. So listen to your body's signals. If you're tired and you're stressed and you're feeling like you're sick, or you're developing indigestion, you're getting migraines, you're not sleeping right, like, listen, you are not in the right environment or surrounded by the right people. in the right energy, and it's making you sick. It's making your body respond and tell you you're not supposed to be here. You're in the wrong place. Because if you were in the right place, you wouldn't be getting yourself sick. And we got desires. So we've got root chakra and the sacral chakra. Look at that feminine energy, open arms. With goldfish swimming around her at that, it's fortune. Goldfish are a symbol of fortune. Go after your desires, achieve your goals, go after your passions. Follow your cravings, set your fulfillment. Your body craves it, your mind craves it. Your thoughts, fantasies, dreams, if you're craving it, it's because that's what's going to bring you fulfillment. That's your passion. That's what your goals should be. Right there. Sacral chakra. This is the womb healing. The place where we create from love. The place where we create from love and joy. The sacral chakra is the color of joy. Sexual freedom, creative energy. Releasing guilt and obligation for following your joy. Releasing guilt and obligation so that you can follow your joy. I put up a post the other day. You are not your parents. You might share your parents in body with their DNA. They created you, but you do not share the same soul. Your soul is your own. And your desires are your own. And the life that you create, being the weaver of your own destiny, is your own. Your joy and your fulfillment is out there. You don't have to do what everybody else did. You have to do what's best for you. What's best for you. Sacral chakra healing. Okay. They have wonderful meditations on YouTube. God knows I post them at night all the time. I listen to meditations as I go to sleep. It helps. Heal in your sleep. The vibrations, the frequencies work wonders. Okay? Earth Warriors Oracle. I'm going to read from this deck because this is one of my newer decks. And I'm not familiar with all of the cards yet, so I'm going to read you some of whatever's in the book, whatever comes out, whatever the divine has to say, whatever message it wants us to receive in the highest good right now moving forward. What message can we receive in the highest good? That's right on the top. All right. Lena, what must be, shall be. Card number 7. 7 is the number of divine intervention, divine miracle, divine blessing, or blessing in disguise, if you're resistant to the flow, right? Lena. Look at all that sacral and root chakra energy, right? Listen to this, just the first sentence. You have beautiful dreams and inspired, bold ambitions. You are guided. We were talking about this, right? Doing as you're guided. You are guided to believe they are a natural expression of your soul, something that is meant to be. Life will support you in the expression of those dreams and ambitions, even in the moments where it seems to be a struggle rather than support. The process for transformation into full maturity involves learning how to grow through light and through darkness back to the light again. You will always find your way back to the light. Have faith in yourself and what must be. Dedicate yourself to what you love without hesitation. Wow. What is meant to be was always meant to be. And what was not meant to be will never be without sincere struggle, heartache, loss, and regret. What is meant to be, what is meant to bring you joy, your desires, your cravings, your goals for fulfillment, it was always meant to be. What's meant to be is always meant to be. And what must be shall be. And what must be shall be. If you're really truly resisting what's meant to be, then what shall be will be, and that's karma. So we're healing these things. We're healing these things. The universe, the divine, is absolutely supporting you with the expression of your dreams and ambitions at this time. It is helping you heal this. It's helping you have faith in yourself. It's helping you have faith in your desires. It's helping you have faith that you can be a light person and get hurt and turn dark and then go back to light because you learned. And you don't want to stay in the dark. It doesn't feel good there. It's a great learning ground, not meant to stay there. You return to the light. You start as light. You discover darkness. Integrate its lessons, and go back to the light. Follow your joy. Create that. I'm telling you guys, universe is consistent as all hell. These messages, can't make this shit up. Oracle of the Mermaids. Universe, what card above all other cards, with what message do we need to receive? I got 3 cards. Card number 33. Experiments. This is when our light faces our dark and our dark seems too great, and we think we can manipulate and control things to be easier. When we force change against our guidance, and we're cruel and arrogant. Do not take things that are not yours. Don't shoot for things that are not yours. Don't try and manipulate things that are not meant for you. And if you don't know if it's meant for you or not, 100% certainty. Leave it alone. Surrender it to the divine. You don't need to try and test and see. This is not the time for it. This is not the time to try and manipulate and go against your inner truth and try and make something what it's not. Thinking you can outsmart and outwit the divine, you're crazy. You're fucking crazy. You already know. That's why I said, the only person, nobody's going to be more pissed at you than you. Vision, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, out-of-body travel, card number 37. You might be dreaming it, especially with all the Neptune energy. You're definitely seeing it and sensing it clearly. You might not completely feel like yourself in this new version that's coming to fruition. As the old version of you passes, right? And goes through the death, the death stage or transition between old self and new self, old beliefs and new beliefs, old realities, new realities, old perspectives, new perspectives, old relationships that have worn themselves out and new relationships or rekindled ones that are now in a new state, a new energetic state of balance, right? Look at the full moon behind her. Be really aware of your dreams, especially tonight, and what you continue to dream about over the next few weeks. I feel like everybody has to be really patient for at least the next 2 weeks. Honestly. 2 to 3 weeks. I feel like once Jupiter goes direct, you're in alignment, you're going to feel it real quick. Trust me, you're going to know. The people that don't know if they're on the right path or not, they're going to keep second guessing themselves until it hits them in the face in December. For those of you who know you're following your divine guidance and you don't care how it affects, you know, or the opinions of other people on you, I think you're going to be reassured relatively quickly, right? Being in a positive vibration, it won't take very long for that to manifest for you in your reality. Low vibes take longer to manifest, which is why we kick ourselves so hard later, because it took a long time to get us in that shithole of a spot. All right? Trust your visions, trust your dreams, your daydreams, what you're focusing on, what you want to achieve, your goals, right? Your goals. Focus on your greater visions. Don't focus on manipulating or whatever with partners, whether they're karmic or your counterpart. Don't focus on manipulating relationships to go your way. In any sense of the word. Focus on your greater vision and what you want to achieve. It'll take you in the right direction. If it's not aligned with your greater vision, just don't bother. Just don't bother. If it's aligned with you and it's meant to be on mission with you, it'll show up. But don't force it. But don't force it. It's either going to be there or it's not. And if it's not, it's not. The last card we got is Honor the Masculine. The masculine counterpart or the masculine aspect within the self, take it as it resonates for you. The masculine aspect is our ability to swim through the waters like a shark. Like a shark. Where our actions are primal. It's second nature to just do it. When it's time to eat, it's time to eat. When you smell an opportunity, you go after it. This is seizing the window. Divine masculine energy is seizing opportunity. Respect the opportunity given at trans-Pluto energy. Take the steps to honor yourself. Take the steps to honor your creativity, that you can create, that you are the weaver of your own destiny. Embracing the masculine divine and respecting what it does. Respecting what it does, what it's capable of. Honor the masculine. Swim through the emotions, swim through the depths, and when an opportunity presents itself, you can smell it a mile away. Don't miss it. Blood is the sacred fluid of the heart space. Just like the waters of the ocean represent emotion, when life force energy of the heart is in the water, in the emotion, when heart space life force is balls deep in its emotion, opportunities presented, seize it. Seize it. What looks like death, what looks and feels like death to one, is the life force energy keeping another going. Because if you think about it, if something is dead and wounded in the water, it's probably not going to make it anyway. Why would it just rot there? The shark is going to seize the opportunity. And you can't feel bad about that, seizing the window, even if you do come off like you're cold-hearted. Right, that Chronos energy in Cancer. Other people might look at you that way, like you're a cold-hearted shark and you just preyed on me and blah, blah, blah. Left me with shambles and whatever. The fact of the matter is, if you know there's an opportunity to be seized and you've got to let your shadows go in order to seize it, your greater vision, yeah. Release control, guys. Release control. Release control. Control is an illusion. We don't have control. We don't. And when we try and control, we hit roadblocks and struggles because, you know what, we're not the divine. Our human mind, our consciousness, as it is in this state, does not understand the workings, the intricate details, and all of the many pieces and facets of how the divine works. Surrender to flow. Right? The masculine energy, surrender to flow and opportunity. Trust the greater vision. Trust your dreams. Trust your desires. Trust all that. Lightworkers Oracle. What's this one? What card above all other cards, Spirit, would you have us receive in the highest good of all, please? With this eclipse energy. What message above all other message needs to be received? Hold your center. 34. A lot of 3s, 4s, 7s, guys. 1s, 3s, 4s, 7s, 1s. I'm telling you, look for the synchronicities, right? Did I not post that the other day? 1s, 3s, 4s, 7s. Watch the synchronicities. We just had 33, 37, 10, and 34. Hold your center. You see, this is our 3D self. Our 3D self here sitting on the steps, pondering, can we make it through the door? Can we make it through the door? This is the divine feminine sitting right here on the steps. The heart space, right? Because it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, it's your divine feminine aspect sitting on the steps. Can I go through the door? Can I do it? And your healed heart space, your higher self, your 5D self, your higher soul is saying, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And it's going to bring you peace and light. Yes, you can. Hold your center. The heart space is the center. You can take the steps and you can get through that door. And you can integrate your light body into your heart space and achieve peace. This is divine reassurance. Divine reassurance. Card number 34. I'm just going to read a piece of it for you. Have you been rushing out to meet others, trying to bend or accommodate their needs at the expense of your own well-being and inner peace? Now you are to strengthen your own energy, your own boundaries, to find your ground. Firmly place your feet there and do not move from your truth. Feel your feet anchoring you like a beautiful tree. Let yourself experience quiet certainty as you hold your center with commitment, courage, and consciousness. You are learning to trust in your own instincts, to take your own journey without comparison to the life path of another. I shit you not. I shit you not. There is no need to become disheartened or distracted by comparisons or judgments. The earth needs your light, which can only come from you. You will offer so much less if you try and make it match your beauty to what you perceive to be the beauty of another. You are not another's beauty. You are your own. Your life is your own. Your path is your own. Your doorway is your own. Your heart space is your own. Your journey is yours. Your joy is yours. Your happiness is yours. Your door is your door. Your door is your door. Hold your center. Take the steps. The door is not far. The door is not far. It's not far. Last card, Remember deck. Power of Love by James Van Praagh. It's my Remember deck. What do we need to remember no matter what? No matter what. That if we forget everything else, action. Courage, guys, to express the unique and loving colors of your soul. Action is required. Action is required. You cannot sit on that step and not move. The doorway's not coming to you. You need to walk through it. That requires action. With that said, I'm going to be in the moon event and preparing for the moon event for the rest of the day. If anybody wants to join it, you have about 1 hour. Because after that, I am not going to be paying attention. My full focus is going to be in there. If you saw this live within an hour, because right now I'm on Facebook, guys, this is going to be a replay on YouTube. If you're already catching the replay on YouTube, I'm telling you right now, this offer is not available, okay? Because this isn't even going to be up on YouTube until later. If you're watching this live now and you want to be a part of the moon event, it's $11. I will put my GoFundMe in the comments. As soon as I end the live, I will put the GoFundMe in there. You can do the $11 through the GoFundMe. And I will send you an invite to the private moon event group so that you can partake in the zodiac lives that I'm going to be doing today, the chakra clearing that I'm going to be doing for the group later, and the guided release that I'm going to be doing for them later. Okay, so until next time, deep breaths, stay grounded, hold your center, have faith and certainty in what you know and desire. It's meant to be yours. Love each other. And most importantly, love yourself. Bye, everybody.